Hey everyone, it's behind the scenes late night grind with your favorite competitors. I'm your host, Regina Perez Fitness, IFBB fit model, natural pro, posing coach, and competition coach. Here I have with me my amazing guest, and I am going to have her introduce herself.
All right. Well, my name is Aisha. I am an IFBB, former IFBB Bikini Pro. I'm now a Fit Model Pro. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, I, I got my pro card back in 2016 as a Bikini Pro. And yeah, I guess I got started and competed all the way until 2021. I took a break and then I hopped back on the stage just recently in
This
Japan.
year, yeah. So we're going to get into all of that. Yes, because right now, so that means you've been competing for about 10 years, and that is a long time in the game. Bikini has changed over the times. The
That's right.
front pose, which is fit model now,
That,
that was bikini, and then like the pose changing to what it is now. So you've been through different iterations of bikini, and I'm excited to hear your story so that you can educate and share with us, your journey through this bodybuilding community. And so we'll jump right into fit model is new as of last year, and you said you took your break 2021. What made you decide that you wanted to go into fit model?
yeah, I would say that the call, it was the OG bikini feeling.
Yeah.
The thought, like you mentioned, almost 10 years, but more than that. I started competing, training myself. I've always been self-trained since 2012. So my first competition was 2013. So it's
Okay.
quite some time. And I just felt the call. I think when I left this stage in 2021, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to come back. I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if it was something I wanted to do, but then Fit Model was introduced. And right away, I was thinking, because at first people weren't really
We didn't
sure
know what it
what,
was. How
what to think about this new division. But as I continued to follow all of the amateurs turning pro,
Yeah.
it just looked exciting. And I
Yeah.
no qualms about no sparkles. In fact, you know, back in the day, there were no sparkles. So it just
Yeah. Oh,
like,
I didn't know that. Okay, that's good. So basically, they went back to
yeah,
what bikini was. Okay, I didn't know that part. That's good to know.
that's right. So I wasn't feeling like I was missing anything. So just watching the girls compete, turn pro, you get excited. And
Yeah.
I started watching coaches, in particular Ryan from Team Flex, and he just seemed to have a lot of passion for the division, following all the shows. And then that just kind of fed the spark or the fire
Yeah.
on trying.
I want to try and see. And I
Yeah.
can relate to that. Starting in 2018 for me getting into the bikini, that being that front pose, and then now being I was like, this is perfect because bikini has, the muscular density is different from when it was back then. And so I'm naturally small. So I was like, this is good. Let's go into fit model. And so going into your debut for a fit model, girl, you was traveling. You was traveling. How did you decide on that show to be your first one?
It sounded exciting.
Yes, definitely.
You're like, the first show is going to be in Japan. I'm like, I'm going. I got to be
Yes.
there. It
Yes. It was a lot of y'all too. It was like 30 plus girls.
it was 40 plus, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
42
Woo.
plus or something, 43, something
Yeah.
around that line. But it just sounded exciting. I've never been to Japan. I wanted to go. It was my first international show. And I thought, go big or go home. Why not?
Hmm.
Just jump right in and see
Yes.
where you land, where you fit. What's your feedback? And if I can get the feedback earlier, then I can make the adjustments as needed. So
Yes.
that's kind
Okay.
of, mhm.
Yes, because traveling to Asia is like a 12, 10 hour, depending on if you got to stop in LAX. It's a lot. So, how was that being in prep and knowing, okay, I got to make sure my body is in the right, right conditioning to get on stage? How was that?
Do you mean the traveling aspect?
Yes, the traveling piece, because you are in the air for so long and then you got to get there and get acclimated. How was that process for you?
I gave myself a week. So The show was that Saturday. I tried to get there I think the
Saturday before.
and as you remember, Regina, my flight was delayed. So I didn't get to Japan when I thought I was going to. So I missed a day or so, but I basically gave myself the time to acclimate, let the water drop, because I am
Yeah.
people that will retain water when I'm traveling like that. So gave myself a little bit of time, but everything worked out. There was nothing once I got the rest,
You were
nothing,
good to go.
everything
Yeah,
kind of.
girl, because you look good. I was like, ooh, look at her. Oh my gosh. Like, yes, you look absolutely amazing. And then what I know is about the camera, the photos in person, everybody is so tiny. So I know you were like tiny and fit on stage, and it was just so many girls. Walk us through that process, being that first fit model show. How was that check-in process? How was that for you? Coming back into it from 2021.
I was like, my brain is going. It brought me all the way back. It really did. It was
Yeah.
the smell of the tan,
Oh my
the
gosh.
getting
Yeah.
your number, calling you on stage, and getting to see Sandy, getting to see Kim Odo, getting to see other competitors that I haven't seen in a while. Even for some of the physique males, all of it was just like a homecoming of sorts. Uh,
Yeah.
so it was just nice to just not have any expectations, to go for the experience, to go for the fun, and it was it was fantastic. I have nothing to complain about. It was wonderful to meet new people. A few people are already flashing in my mind, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Do you know who I'm talking about?
What was her name?
Letizia. She's the Italian, the young 19
Yeah.
pro.
It's so many of us. I'm still
Yeah,
learning.
I'm learning everybody's name and trying to figure everyone out, but she's someone that really made my time there special. So
I love that.
just nice to meet a lot of different people.
Yes. And I want to talk more about like the bikini going into fit model and that transition. So you were going from, you were overall champ, winning shows, killing it, top five. Cause I did my little research. You a baddie. You a baddie for sure. And going into fit model, like we talk about, and it's a two-part question. So talk about how it is to be in that top five for bikini. What does that feel like? Like how, like tell me, walk me through your process.
Okay, well, how it feels. I always looked at being in the top five as a winning space. I know not
Yeah.
everybody does, but when you remember that you're going against baddie after baddie, every woman on stage is baddie. When she's walking up
Yes.
herself, she is a 10 out of a 10. So now you're
Yes.
going against all these baddies. Okay.
Yes.
So I didn't ever take a fifth place as a sad position. I might have didn't always win my shows, but I always was so thankful. If
Yeah.
you get into that top five ring, there's one story, if you don't mind me sharing.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
I wrote in my manifestation journal years ago, years ago. This is Ashley Kaltwasser, Miss Bikini Olympia. I'm writing down, I want to stand next to Ashley Kaltwasser. If I can just get in the top five ring with her and get there, I'm gonna feel like a winner. So
Yeah.
she did her great show, the Mile High. I jumped into that show. Yeah, I got fifth place, but that was one of my fifths that felt like
Yeah.
because I wanted to stand next to the best of the best in the industry.
Yes.
So to have that opportunity, I always think top five is awesome. That's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
no matter.
listen, as you can see, it's 40, 35 people. So if you making the top 15, it's like, yes, I did it. So that's absolutely amazing. And then going into this new space for fit model, because we talk about how it feels being in that top five. When like for you going fit model, it's new division. How was that process? How did you process that like resiliency to keep going?
To keep going into fit model.
Yes, yes. Cause like I know, like even for me going from bikini overall, winning here, and then pro debut, not in the top 15. How do you process that? Because I know we're used to winning. We're used to being that top five baddie. Like how do you process that?
Here's the one thing is when I look at the top five, I ask myself, did they get it right?
Right.
and they got it
That
right.
is true. Yeah.
So there's nothing that you can sit there and get upset about. So the process is, well, what was my feedback? And
Right.
what can I do from here? So
I love
it's
that.
never about this quitting mindset, because what we've seen, and you can see this across the board in bikini, and you'll likely will see it in fit model, is a lady who is maybe 15 or at the bottom even lower, and slowly she'll get into that top 10, then
Mm-hmm.
top five. And once she's in that top five, you some of them become unstoppable. So
Right.
it's not about,
1000%.
yeah, it's not about that one placement. It really is the comeback and what you choose to do with the feedback. So I
Yes.
took the feedback.
I love that because a lot of athletes, they'll come to me and they're like, I didn't get the placing that I want. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, keep going. You're not going to always win every show. You don't know who's coming. But like you said, taking that feedback and knowing that you brought your best package and just keep going, that resiliency. So I love that you shared that mindset for those who are on here watching, because you've been in bodybuilding, you've seen the different phases, you've done shows. And so that experience, sharing that knowledge is important with the newer competitors coming into this, because you're not always gonna win.
That's right.
And so starting in bikini, I want to go back a little bit, because I want them to get to know you as a competitor and you switching from bikini to fit model. But with bikini, how did you know that you wanted to go into that division versus figure or bodybuilding? Because
Oh,
wellness wasn't, it had started a little bit later.
That's a good question. Well, I've always wanted to be a professional bodybuilder ever since I was
Mhm.
8 years old. I mean, that's such
Oh,
a thought,
wow.
right? I'm like, I want to be just like that. You look at Linda Murray, you
Oh,
look at all
yeah.
amazing women, and I'm like, oh, I want to check that out. I want to be like that. Something about
Yes.
muscle and the whole makeup, the suits,
Yes.
something about that just always felt natural to me. So once there was a moment in my life where I said, you know what, I'm not going to waste any time not chasing my dreams. So that was
Right.
my 20s. And so I started thinking I'm going to do figure, because bikini in my mind didn't exist.
Yeah.
So when I start going, I'm going to self train myself. So I've always trained myself as a bikini competitor. So I'm doing all this research,
Yeah.
and I see Natalia Mello. And I might sound old, but Natalia Mello was, I believe, the third Miss Bikini Olympia. So this is back in 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
And I see her whip around and that nice little tush. I might need to do whatever she's doing.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. So then once I seen her and Ashley Kaltwasser, I said, you know what? I'm pretty sure it's bikini that I want to do.
Yeah.
So that's how I
You
shifted
turned
and
into
thought about
bikini.
it.
I love that. And then the show you went pro, do you remember what show that was?
Oh, sure. I went pro in 2016 in Miami.
Oh, oh my, that is like a very back then. For those of who are just joining, now it's top two go to nationals. Then it was top five. So it was a lot of girls. Like, oh my goodness. Speak to that experience. How was that?
Okay, so a lot of us, and I'm sure a lot of us competitors know that chase or that run to try and get your pro card. So my first national show was 2015 in Miami. Last place. See, this is where people, this is it. Bomb,
Yeah.
I mean, bottom of the barrel, bomb, bomb, bomb. I'm talking about bomb, bomb all the way.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to take that as a little bit of fuel. So
Yeah.
the next year I prepared. I saw all the women. I saw what I needed to do. And
Right.
as a self-trained person, I'm dialed in. I'm going, okay, what do they look like? So
Right.
20 for 2016, I laid out a whole schedule. I did Chicago, I did
Nice.
Vegas, I did Pittsburgh, and then I did Miami. So
Okay.
Chicago third, Vegas third, Pittsburgh third, and then Miami. I finally got the pro.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All of those were national shows, the ones
all
you named?
that's
Okay.
those were national shows to try and get my pro card.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I did Miami. I was, I wasn't in the top 15 because after that it's just 16. And I was like, this is a whole different this is a whole different ball game. So to get your pro card in Miami during that time where it was top five, it was so many girls. It was insane. That is like amazing. So you know how to compete when it's a lot of competitors. Nowadays it's not so many. So when people go to national, it's like, oh my gosh, like it's a lot of people. At regionals, it's maybe 4 or 5 people. So you have that experience and you know how to bring that like it factor to where they're like, okay, I want her top five, you know what I mean? To be seen on stage and to
Yeah.
get that pro card. And so with your experience, what is something that you would share with the new competitors coming into the bodybuilding community?
You got to do it for yourself because of what we already talked about. Placements might not always be what you want them to be.
Right.
I think it's always a sport that maybe you've got to do two shows to kind of figure out if it's your thing. It's easy, to say if something didn't go well the first time. It's easy to say bodybuilding is no good. Oh, it's nothing, whether it's the tan, the hair, or whatever. So I always say give it another try. But the biggest thing is to look at every competition with a golden nugget that you can take away.
Oh, yep. I
By
agree.
a character builder. I mean, in itself, that you can learn so much about yourself, how you handle stressors,
Hmm.
competition. And so leave yourself open to just as a growth experience, even if it's not always about the placements. Of course, we want to place well, but
Yeah.
bodybuilding really is a sport that you've got to do it not for the show, not for the prize, but it's really for you. So do it for you.
I love that. And to kind of tie in that, like you said, you're going to constantly be learning about yourself, like things that are going on around you, how to manage that while you're in prep. So you're learning and developing, creating these new disciplines that will go with you outside of bodybuilding, which I absolutely love. So going into, do you have any upcoming events, shows that we can support you at, cheer you on?
I wish I could say that I had something planned. I did. I had a whole, that's the other fun thing about a whole schedule planned, but based on your feedback, maybe that plan is it's going to have to be shifted. So based on my feedback, I've shifted around. And so we'll see. I would love to compete later on this summer. And later on this summer, I would love to try and get back on the stage and just see where I land.
Okay, yeah. So we'll definitely be locked in and tuning in. I appreciate you coming on with me tonight to share your story so we can get to know a little bit about you. For those who are on here, thank you for watching and be sure to follow her. So when she hits that stage, you can go cheer her on and support her on her journey. I just want to say to you all, continue to be a beauty in beast mode, and we will see you next Monday at 8 p.m.
All right. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Yes.